So as you have just seen at the very beginning of the video, and hopefully you have read it clearly and also understood where I'm going to be coming from with this commentary. This is important, so yeah, stick around. Of course, if you want to hear about these, well, so-called spoilers. Now, of course, The Last of Us Part 2, since we already know the situation regarding it, pretty much all the substantial plot elements and the cutscenes with the information has been leaked, and these are real deal, they are real. Basically, it's not coming from one of those reliable sources. No, it's real. And a lot of people hate what they have seen. A lot of people hate what they have heard or they have read. So basically, it's regarding what's going to be happening with the plot of The Last of Us Part 2. And you know what? Let's get into it. So a few things I definitely needed to mention that maybe I could just, start up from anywhere, right? Ellie, she pretty much finds out that she, what has happened with the Firefly and also Joel at the very end of the game of The Last of Us. As you guys remember, just to refresh your minds, Joel pretty much saves Ellie, but of course this means the sacrifice of a whole mankind, basically. So Ellie she's immune to this infection, so she does not have to worry about that part, but still she can get ripped apart. Obviously, she is a human. But Joel decided to save her because of his own selfishness, due to how he has seen Ellie as his own daughter again, as Sarah. So Ellie seems she's older now, and she finds out all on her own, not by Joel telling her, but basically when Joel mentioned in the car, in a truck, just saying that there are dozens of these immune people, and Ellie just somewhat questions it, but kind of she believes Joel at that moment, at least. Basically, after 5 long years, Ellie did not even meet not even one immune person. Obviously, Joel, he tries to scurry his way out of the situation, and he basically means, well, maybe they could be hiding it, since you're doing it the same. Like, he even told Ellie this, because Ellie's tattoo is the bite mark, right, that she covers it with. And so that makes sense. Okay, that's fine, but also, she still finds out Joel kinda doesn't necessarily go up front and tell Ellie right there in front. That's just how the cutscene went about. I'm not gonna show you. I will talk about it. Obviously, I'm talking about it right now. But yes, and they have a conversation about that. Ellie starts to kind of being very resentful, very kind of not like pretty much hating Joel in some sort of degree on that front. Not fully hating, but like not really trusting him on that. And not kind of disliking him more, I would even argue to say. So regarding Ellie and also her girlfriend is pregnant, and if you guys did not know. Now, don't ask me how, because I actually don't know that, and I don't really give a shit, because like obviously Ellie, she's lesbian, and she's in a relationship with the girl that we have seen also from The Last of Us Part 2 very, very first trailer, when they were dancing. She kisses the girl, her basically, and she's gonna be somewhat of a very, very big plot. She's gonna be main plot in The Last of Us Part 2, if you guys did not know. Well, for the time being, I should even say. But yes, as well, there was one moment anyway when this is serious now. I'm getting in a very heavy spoiler category. There's one moment basically when they get captured. I'm talking about specifically Ellie and Joel. You play as Abby. You guys may know her. Maybe I could be mixing this up, but we actually seen her from the cutscenes when she was hanged, almost hanged. Her basically, as I came to understanding anyway. And you actually control as Abby. And basically taking a swing with your melee weapon, well, you can guess. Pretty much obliterating and crushing Joel's head, and at the process killing him. Yes, Joel dies. That's exactly the point. Joel is dead. But she finds out about Abby being pregnant, so she still, kind of hits Ellie pretty hard. but she does not kill her out of the respect of, because her girlfriend is pregnant. And so we don't know what happens after that. Obviously there are some kind of splits in the in the cutscenes, and it's not like a full follow through how everything progresses through, how Ellie takes in and everything like that. It's also believed that Tommy is going to be dead too. That's not exactly for how it ends up being, but anyway, it seemed like that Ellie is going out for revenge, and she wants to finish this. She wants to do this. But she's actually portrayed more of an enemy, a villain, a pure villain. And some other parts of the game as well, you play as Abby. If you guys did not know, you play as those Asian girls as well. I think it's a girl and also a guy. A boy, I would even say they were with the bow and arrow, and in the cutscene of when Abby was actually hanged, almost hanged I should say. And yes, you play with them as well, if you guys did not know. So Ellie is portrayed as a villain in that process of time, because she killed so many of the Fireflies and so many people anyway. Personally, at this point, it's how it just everything goes. But I have heard, I didn't see this, but I have heard, and this is legit too, by the way, guys, that something is gonna happen at the end of the game that basically Ellie will die too. So all the main characters, they're all going to die basically. And yes, I'm referring to Joel, yes, I'm referring to Tommy, yes, I'm referring to Ellie, all of them. Personally, I didn't really like the idea of playing as Ellie already since like 2-3 years ago, since the official release, the very first teaser and everything like that. We have heard the information regarding it too, that we're gonna be playing as Ellie this time around. And it's kind of sucks. I would like to talk a little bit about that, but unfortunately it seems like this is gonna go with a direction more on a woman's kind of a approach, SJW in some sort of degree as well. And Neil Druckmann has his own secret agendas and secret objectives that he wants to implement these women, strong power and stuff like that into these sort of games as well. It's been elaborated too and showcased as well from the trailers that we've seen. A lot of people were already kind of skeptical on this part, obviously, but they were still, open-minded about it, that they were still gonna go and get the game. But now when they found out the plots of the game and how it actually ended up being, they are very a lot of people are very disappointed to see and hear about this, and just that they do not want to experience this shit, and that's what they basically said. Personally, for me, I'm still gonna get the game. I'm still very open-minded to it. Now, again, like I have mentioned in my 2 previous videos regarding this, that I like to see these experiences for myself with the journey. That's what matters. That's what matters in the plot, the journey. How did Ellie and Joel became more of a father and a daughter figure? Because of the journey, not because of the moments of the plot and that substantial points. No, that's not how it ended. How it ended up being. It was the journey. It was not because of 1 or 2 substantial moments, like somebody dies or somebody does something incredible, something astronomical, whatever, right? No, not that. It was because of the journey. The Last of Us Part 2, when it does come out, I'm sure all of us and whoever's gonna get it, of course, will experience this journey and I'm not saying definitely, but may make more sense why this was made with the decision that it has been. A lot of people don't like this idea. It was taking too much risks. I personally commend to the Naughty Dog that they do like to take risks, and that's a big plus in my book. I don't give a shit if Ellie dies. I don't give a shit if Joel dies. I want to see a good plot. I want a good story. How they die. Not because they had to die. That's what matters, in my opinion. If they have a reason to die, and maybe it was a good reason too, because the plot, the writing, the action, the animations, and the acting, well, I'm sure a lot of things I mentioned here will be done very well, but the other things could be pretty bad. And that just sucks. I don't want to see that. I want to be sure that this game is gonna be a good game, and why this had to go with this route. Not because this SDW shit and everything, woman power, that's retarded, that's ridiculous. Endgame kind of ruins the movie for me. I guess I'm talking about Avengers Endgame with that woman parts, is like strong women's, all the women like together. Women's, I just said women's. Women all together. I think that was retarded part. That gave me a minus for the fucking movie. It's retarded, it's forced, it's not necessary. And I hope they don't do this here. In some elements, in some parts, there will be a lot of that. There's some transgender or something, you know, basically man dresses up as a woman, being a woman. There's a transgender, that's the name. Wow, I forgot the name for a second there. But, you know, there's lesbian, there's bi, there's some politics and shit, there's some Christianity. You know, there's gonna be a lot of things like this, and people hate that sort of stuff. But again, this is kind of a risk-taking. Maybe that's what we wanted and why we love these Naughty Dog games. But again, The Last of Us, the first one, didn't really go into this such a certain degree. And like, it was more of a kind of straight point to the plot. But here, there's gonna be a lot of twists and turns. And maybe that's what people don't like about this. But personally for me, I'm open-minded about this. I don't care about these twists and turns. I want to see these twists and turns. Like, I don't want to see a boring story. Mind you, a lot of people think that The Last of Us is a fantastic game, it's like one masterpiece game. No, it's not. Story-wise, it's average. I shouldn't say that. It's above average. It definitely is. It's a great damn story. But that's it. It's just a good story. You know, the gameplay is fantastic, I personally thought. Everything else is fantastic. Animation is fantastic. Graphics fantastic. Acting is fantastic. I think writing was really damn great too in The Last of Us first one. But this story was just above average. I personally thought so. But now The Last of Us Part 2, with the story that they're making such a direction, who the hell knows? This may get even to a higher caliber degree of the story and the plot. And maybe that's what I'm looking for, and this is what makes it so much more special in my book. Maybe. Again, I might be wrong about this. The game did not yet come out. So I'm hesitant to make that kind of judgment. A lot of people already made their judgment because they have heard a few plots of the game. Really? Again, maybe I shouldn't be saying anything about this since I have, like I already mentioned, right? Bleeding Edge and stuff I've said is trash, but even though that's a multiplayer game, I was not really looking forward to single player games. That's a different story wise as well. I do like to make the judgments before the game come out too. Sometimes I'm closed-minded about sort of the certain games as well. A lot of people just love to hate this because, you know, Xbox fans, they're, you know, butthurt about that they don't have any proper exclusive great games. It's kind of understandable on that front too. A lot of people that are open-minded and don't care about the Xbox or PlayStation, they may hate the game I shouldn't say hate, but they hate the plot and how it actually ends up going. You know what I mean? It just sucks. Like, I don't want to see this sort of thing for The Last of Us Part 2, just that the plot has been improved, the story has been improved, animation, story, gameplay, beauty, acting, and the writing has been everything improved, but the SJW bullshit and politics and that crap has been so implemented forcefully, it was completely unnecessary. And if that's the case, it's only gonna be like, what the fuck happened here? Like, Neil, what is wrong with you? Like, you know, kind of questioning at his own motives of what the hell he aimed here for. I would love to hear his interview of his, you know, conversation, why he decided to go with this idea and this development of the game. And that could be interesting, at least for me. Alright, I think I spoke my mind. Hopefully I'm gonna be done with this for a very long time, talking about The Last of Us Part 2 leaks and stuff. Man, I think I squeezed this shit dry, didn't I? Lucas Gaver and also Ravenstar, thank you so much for the continued support on Patreon, as both of them actually pledged with $660 per month. Also, by the way guys, I got my big videos up right now on my Patreon if you want to take a look. I seriously encourage you and recommend it as well. Well, since I'm the one that made it, of course I would recommend it for you. Do take a look as well. By the way, this goes for similar for you guys as well, Lucas and Raven if you have not seen it already. But yes, the video will be publicly available on a 1st of May. Anyway, I cannot wait for you to see it. It's awesome. I personally think so. Well, alright, well, thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe. See you guys all later. And yeah, have a good one.